Ja, jetzt wollen wir uns bei HORSCH Live mit Technik beschäftigen. Willkommen zurück hier im HORSCH Live Studio.
Welcome back at the HORSCH Live Studio. The next part is about seed technology. Pronto DC, this universal technology. This is what we call it. Like we launched on the market in 2004, and it excels by many things. Of course, a large, work throughput for also space capacity, and with this speed, very high precision for the setting, embedding, and the deep, guidance. Those are the most important points. Next to, light, manageability, and we have the technology this year was updated. We dealt with many details, with many equipment characteristics. This is something we should look at, and my colleague Kai-Christian Standard, he's in the sales support, and there he's the specialist for the universal sewing technology, and this is why he's the precise person in order to show us the innovation. I'm looking forward to an interesting presentation. The HORSCH Pronto is known for precise seeding at high working speeds of up to 20 kilometers. The seed preparation is done by separation, the consolidation by the tire puncture are matched to form the basis of the principle, HORSCH Pronto principle. The question is, why have we now revised these machines? What is new? What is added? And this is what I'm going to explain to you now. My name is Kai-Christian SCHRAMM. I'm responsible for product marketing for the area of technology. The aim of an update is basically to expand and to improve a product, for example, to generate more flexibility and benefits for the customer. This is our response to demands from the market, what farmers have asked us to change or to add. First of all, it was difficult to improve a successful product like the Pronto even further or to make an update for it. We don't want to fundamentally change the functionality because the product is extremely well-rounded in all areas. The function, the ratio, it all fits together perfectly. It was just very difficult to top the original like that. If you look at the history of the Pronto, since the first presentation in the early 2000s, the machine has continuously evolved. New equipment and new options, more variety for the customer, adaptation to different conditions have always been the goal here, such as, for example, in 2019, the introduction of the double wiper turbo disc of the third generation, when we had just include 2 points. On the one hand, we wanted to further expand in-house production. On the other hand, we wanted to combine the advantage of the first and second generation. The double disc form would precisely deposit the seed and guide roll once again press the soil. The stripper, as well as the large space inside the two discs, guarantee a high degree of self-cleaning, which improves the sowing in humid conditions because we can generate a prolonged use window. As for the working tools, for instance, for the window field, and we are very sure that that's properly arranged. This is reflected in our practical experience, such as the voices we heard during the experience tour last fall. Of the drive pack on the flat tire, we only changed something. Pronto 6 was increased by 2 inches to 18 inches. This has two reasons. On one hand, we can ensure the approval with 40 kilometers per hour according to the EU standard. On the other hand, from the agriculture point of view, that we have a little more air on border locations to generate a longer window here. The new tank design of the Pronto 3 UTC is hardly to miss. Apart from the appealing appearance, the focus here has been placed above all to topic of operator friendliness and optimized filling. The blower integrated the top of the tank has the advantage that the proportion is sucked in, the dust and dirt reduced, and a longer durability created. The optimal oil cooler is recommended when using the fertilizer. The blown in air is increased by 2 to 3 degrees centigrade. This avoids fertilizer is sticking with humidity is high. For instance, in the morning when there's dew or when it picks up a bit in the evening, the new cassettes, a double tank and double machine, facilitate the calibration of the machine and avoid residual seed in the dramatic system through the direct inclusion of the bag under the dosing unit. The machines have a continuous tank cover, which can be easily opened and locked with a lever. The double tanks have hinged grids where you can easily carry bags, or any other components. If I have anything in a tank, I can fold them up and can easily climb in. With the Pronto 6 DC, we have an integrated, another novelty. Here you can easily fold up, by repositioning a bolt in a fold-out state. You just fold up one side, which has the advantage that we have more space when maneuvering and filling with big bags and do not need such a large telescopic loader. The single tank Pronto TC has a volume of 4,000 liters. That's 500 liters more than in the past. With the double tank PPF, this was changed in such manner that the distributor tower of the PPF system has now moved behind the tank. This has the advantage that we have a better accessibility and also created some space inside the tank. On all new presses, meaning double thickness presses, we now have a shut-off slide, so that if the wrong rotor is selected, the slide can simply be inserted, the rotor changed, and the slide can be pulled out again. This will be also incorporated for other series, such as our partner Focus series, Express series, in series. With the mini drill equipment, like I just talked, two Bosch Office 2 variants. One is the mini G and F. Speak is a third tank for seed or other components. Thus, for example, you can almost during the rape load, you can have apply 400 liters of rapeseed in the milli drill, 5,000 liters of fertilizer, so reduces and gains valuable air time. The second variant is a mini drill PPF. This is a milli drill. This is the blower itself, its own pneumatics with distribution tower and rear bulging plates between them. These are used often for the equipment of microgranulates or other fertilizer components, but also for slug cams and during that very wet year, but can also use the mini blimp for the application of seed. In particular, when we talk about in-between food, the equipment of Pronto TC with double PPR and middle drill PFC is very interesting. So it can push, for example, can also put out certain fruits with the machine speed, and through the wide plate of the mini PPF, I can also cut grasses or clover. In this way, three components can be precisely placed on three horizons, that each seed is on the optimal time seed horizon. And for a perfect root growth to begin, the electronics and the operating concept have also been taken to the next level. The user interface has been individualized, made audible, and optimized for touch displays. Furthermore, it allows for the future a high number of components and sections of proven standards on the market, such as working with section control, variable rate, and application cards, which are applicable here as a standard. Especially when it comes to section control, we have something very special. The optional road control distributor tower takes the level of section control to a whole other level, but the distribution control can do more than just section control. It can do a possible single shutdown to a large row. It has freely selectable, travel lanes and freely adjustable distances, so you can change from 15 to 30 to 45 millimeters. These functions are all possible because the distribution tower can separate the air and the seed flow. So, and this has no effect on the distribution. The section control possibilities up to the single disconnection to the last row allow the save fertilizer and seed by avoiding double occupancy and the leading edge at obstacles or at wedges. We generate better planting development and reduce disease pressure in this area. Avoiding of overlaps additionally reduces fertilizer fertilizer expense for the environment as well as for the farmer's wallet. The optional WorldLife Pro is composed of adjustable LED headlights around the machine. One headlight directed as the dosing unit in case that you have a certain security. The other focal lights are integrated in the tank, which you can see here during the seat at a late time to still have good vision what is happening with behind my machine. But of course, we further develop everything, other additional options such as, Pronto D and 4D will follow. The separation is also the power disc. Then in combination with heavy harrow, but also innovations such as an auger for the harrow will be available in 2023. The starting shot for the vision of Pronto 7, 8, and 9 DC has already been taken this fall. We plan to introduce the series in 2024, and we will keep you up to date what will happen. So it will remain exciting.
Ja, Kai, herzlich willkommen hier im Studio.
Kai, a warm welcome here in the studio.
Ja,
Thank you, Michael. In terms of new Pronto, we received some questions. First question was fertilizer and microgranulator. We saw the 3-tank machine. What do I have there? What option do I have to take microgranulates and fertilizer also, or other seed? First of all, I have the mini drill in the front with 400-liter volume, which is great for microgranulates, but also then you'll find a dosing unit, which we launched on the market. We tested a lot over the past 2 years to take microgranulates of half kilogram up to 60 kilograms to sow that with a standard dosing unit. Well, also for other cultures, can flexible configure them with a double variation, 5,000 liters, 60-40 division. We can say everything, introduced in the seed, or with a double pump PPF in the second horizon up to 10 centimeters below the sowing seeding depth. Let's have a look at the partially space specific. This is something which what options do we have there, to react with partial areas. We have all the options. We can work with application card on the terminal, on the tractor. All the file format are possible. The 6-meter machine, we have a single tower, 6-meter application or double tower. We can also break it down to 3-meter section. Can say left-hand side, we bring out 100 kilo, and the right-hand side 110 kilogram. This is a topic you can see that it's evolving out there in the practice. Do you have more requests, application cards? This has increased. We have more and more requests for combination options for a function. I'll do my file format work with that, but here this is really clear to say it depends on the culture and also on the species and on the experience, how well does the farmer knows it in order to exhaust the yield option. We saw here the regular, so we have the short disc field. Do we have an option to work a little flatter? We have option. We can have our choker. We have a power flush disc, and this is when we can process also flat soil. As our Pronto NT, we can also have clear discs, and just take off the session. The third one is which is very known from the ecological farming, who only wish to cut flat. In the video we heard, when it's about a different road distance, I have the option either to cover this through road cut, or do you have any other option from 15 to 50 to switch? Yes, we have a little Y system, which we also already use there. Depending where the session, two can put two together depending on the culture. We have different approaches that you have this fine application for soy, that you have certain Y sections that you do not have any cross distribution losses. Double disc, you said. You have the 3. This is the third generation of the double disc. system. What the turbo, the thresher, we have the falling, the dropping turbo. In the inside, we have a lot of space. When you see there, when they can move there, and which has a good self-cleaning. In particular, during this wet fall, we saw that this can drive for a long time under wet thing. They have the movable stripe wiper when we come here. So you have a good self-cleaning combination from both. This is the advantage. We can work for a long time under wet conditions. Uniform, what should we know? A uniformer, this is the small, rubber part which fixates the seats. When I work with fine, when they have too much air there, that the seat, is not jumping to the left or right, it's being fixated. A little push a little bit. If the blow speed is a little too large, it's going to pull it outside. If we think of the new control concept, we have the topic for touchscreen optimization, further topics which are positive as a user, depending on the machine, depending on the equipment, single tank, double tank, mini tank, or have different indications which I can individualize. I can use, the main mask and depict in such manner. I wish to see, the ventilation speed of the forcing area, the marking, my trace marker, and the data step, in order to correct also my seat strength to up or down, and completely and individually my user surface. I can use it and apply it to such manner. What I use very often, work speed. Very often we have up to 20 kilometers per hour, which is basically possible. What's your experience? What is realistic in practice? 20 kilometers per hour, good seat. Well, we can hear as precisely, we have 12 and 16 kilometers per hour. This is what our customers drive with here in Bavaria. When it's hilly, it may be just only kilo, and then when you have a flatter area in Eastern or North Germany, then you have 15 kilometers. I see that this is a product which is very versatile, from the application. We can see that, many details, and at the end, to have a maximum space capacity and a versatility. Thank you so much for the brief the depiction of the Pronto. We are done with this part, the Forsch Live. We are continuing right now with our next contribution.